Hi there, my name is Jordan Ferguson, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about something that I was not planned to talk about, at least this early. I planned to make this video when I was travelling, and I wouldn't have any instruments with me travelling and show off some nice beautiful scenery and such, but that might not even happen. So I thought I'd make it now, because I know that not everyone has the privilege of having, their bateria instrument of choice at home to practice with. So this is just kind of a hints and tips on how to get started to practice, even if it's just playing some basic rudiments or playing through material that you would normally play in your bands but just on your own at home. Obviously many people will get financially invested and buy their own instrument to practice with, or at least stuff to practice with, but this is kind of aimed at people who may not necessarily have that, or if you want to know, so you can pass on the information to anyone in your band that might be in that boat. My go-to practice stuff is a tamborim stick for any tamborim practice. Like if you want to practice your virada technique, see the video on virada technique if you want to learn that. Go-to is with just the palm of my hand and having that as the drum, which can hurt after a while, so be gentle. If you want to keep playing but not have it hurt so much, use the other end of the stick. Yeah, works just fine. Still kind of hurts a little bit, but the other way to practice tamborim is get a roll of tape. I'm using gaffer tape, and you can use that as well. As you can tell, it's much smaller than the tamborim, so it's actually really good for kind of fine tuning and getting the accuracy there for your movement. A video on tamborim exercises is coming tomorrow, so I'll show you a bunch of stuff that you can do at home with this. Even if you don't have a tamborim stick or gaffer tape, well, you can use any other drumstick. Yeah. If you don't have a drumstick, a pen. Yeah, pens are great. It's how I practiced for ages before I even bought a tamborim. You can also buy plenty of tamborim practice heads, whether that's convenient for you, I don't know. You need to buy a shell as well, like an actual instrument to put the head on. My go-to setup is a cushion on a snare stand. If you don't have a snare stand, it can just be on your bed. You can sit cross-legged, and it doesn't give you the right rebound as a snare drum would, but it's still really good for practicing. You can still hear the difference quite well. You can do it on your mattress. So that tip also applies to repique players or anyone playing surdo. You can use all of those sticks and beaters on the cushion setup, sat cross-legged on your bed, or with it on a stand or on a table. An example of how the repique plays and sounds. Obviously you can't get rolls because it's not bouncing so well, but you can do the motion and kind of get the motor skills in place, and you'll notice a difference even if you don't hear it straight away. As soon as you try to apply that to an actual instrument, you'll start to hear it, I think. Same for any surdo players. The pillow setup is really good for, like, if you're playing samba reggae and playing dobra and have a lot of rolls and longer phrases, or terceira. tamborim. If you've got multiple cushions, what I'd suggest you practice and maybe try to learn is playing multiple surdos at the same time, because then you have a pillow per surdo and just really break down the parts, and just have that motor skill. And also, that way, worst case scenario, if you turn up and you're the only person who can play surdo in your band, you can play all three if you've got stands, and you can maybe just play one, even if it's just one song, just play that. So what if you find yourself in a situation where you're a timbal player and you want to practice your timbal? Any wooden tables, any countertops and like kitchen bunkers, prime location for it. When I was in Brazil for Carnival last year in 2019, I didn't have an instrument with me, and I borrowed the block while I was playing with one of their timbals, and I practiced on my flatmate's kitchen counter to a metronome every day, and I honestly noticed a difference. I was able to play for the 4-hour Carnival dish really way better than I would have done at the start of the 2 months, every day with a metronome, practicing through the different grooves. Really just went a long way, and you can still get the right sounds out of everything. Shaker players, you're in a lovely scenario where you could, if you have the lentils to spare, you can make your own shaker. You can fill up a plastic bottle, Pringles tube, anything. And if you want to go the extra mile, you can paint over it, cover it with paper mache. But if you need something to practice with sooner rather than later, and you're fine with it just being functional, I'd recommend Pringles tube and lentils are like the number one. In fact, I'll show you the shaker that I've got. This shaker I made with 2 Pringles tubes, which is why it's as long as it is. And I filled it with I think 500 grams of lentils maybe, and it's got a really fat sound. I started painting it obviously and didn't finish it. So you can still make this at home and really just practice your technique and then make your own instrument. And the last and the most obvious last resort is your hands. Tap out the parts on your knees, on your chest. You can sing the parts. Us sambistas across the world have ways of communicating parts just by singing them, like tamborim caitero. There are ways to vocalize parts, and if you can sing a part, if you can play it with your mouth, then you can play it on the instrument. It just takes a little bit of practice applying those motor skills from here into the hands. Thanks so much for watching. Stay well. If you enjoyed this, subscribe. Let me know if you've got any requests as well. That'd be great. I'm looking to actually teach what people want to know. So yeah, until then, bye.